What's on, everyone? Jeremy here from The Quartering. Another day, another Jimmy Kimmel meltdown, as he has now been told about how bad his ratings have collapsed. He went on air the other night and had a complete diaper-filling meltdown. Big mad at J.D. Vance, as well as we now know the full extent of the conservative backlash over Jimmy Kimmel's insane comments about Charlie Kirk losing almost 2 million paid subscribers in a very short period of time, and we still won't know the full extent for another couple of weeks. See, that's the difference between the left and the right. When the left says they're boycotting something, they weren't buying that thing in the first place. When the right says they're boycotting something, they boycott it. You can see yesterday a massive boycott of Netflix is going on right now, and if I get any real numbers on that, I'll report on that later today too. But let's get into this article. By the way, quick reminder, Coffee Brand Coffee, my coffee company. We roast our own stuff. We're not drop ship garbage. It's available for free next day shipping on Amazon. Want to highlight a couple deals we have, which will be linked in the description. You've got to try our blackberry cream. It's absolutely delicious. 1,500 reviews, 4.7 stars. We also have a double caffeinated, which is a really light roast. Big, highly recommend that. Our tangerine K-Cups, the last that we have are $5. There's only 160 of them left. So stock up, you can freeze them, keep them. And also our dark roast K-Cups, absolutely a delicious coffee. Your money back guaranteed if you don't love it, but I know you will. I just really know you'll love it. So, and it supports the channel. Late night host Jimmy Kimmel has a meltdown at J.D. Vance for mocking his ratings. Late night host Jimmy Kimmel is not letting President J.D. Vance criticisms slide. The comedian used his stage in Brooklyn to unload on Vance after the vice president mocked his ratings during a recent Fox News interview. Vance had argued that the broadcast giants such as ABC, NBC, and CBS enjoyed the public airwaves because they serve the public interest, before adding that Kimmel's ratings weren't holding up. He's currently on the air, and to the extent he's not, it's because advertisers don't like him because his ratings aren't good. I mean, that is an undeniable fact. Of course, Kimmel has a meltdown saying, my ratings aren't very good. Last time I checked, your ratings are somewhere between your hair and the salad and a chlamydia, Kimmel said. Well, let's take a look. Let's take a look at your ratings, Kimmel. Because, yes, you had a very good day after coming back from your suspension, but ultimately, his ratings are down close to 80%. This is from yesterday. By Thursday of last week alone, they were down 64%. Notably, Kimmel lost 73% of his viewers in the coveted demographic of adults 25 to 54. So let's call it 75%. I don't think that's a crazy roundup. Typically, Kimmel gets about 1.8 million viewers each night on television. The numbers released by ABC do not include viewership on streaming services. While Kimmel returned to TV Tuesday, it was not until Friday that Nexstar brought them back. So we'll have to see if he gets any kind of, actual backup, any bump from that. But ultimately, Kimmel's ratings are right back to the toilet like they always have been. And Disney lost 1.7 million subscribers a week only after suspending Jimmy Kimmel. One report Monday estimated some 1.7 million Disney Plus subscribers exited between September 17th and the 23rd, the period in which Kimmel was taken off the air and left considering his future. Now, to be fair, what a lot of these articles aren't reporting is that Hulu and Disney rolled out yet another price increase during the same time. And it was like the second or third one this year. It might even be the fourth, to be honest. I can't remember exactly. But it is at least the third. And I know, or at least the second, but probably the third, because there was a big pop-up on the screen and my wife was like, oh, they raised their prices again. So that probably did prompt people to cancel as well. According to reporter Marissa Cabas, the cancellations reached nearly 2 million before Jimmy Kimmel had returned. Disney saw more than 1.7 million total paid streaming cancellations during the period of 9/17 and 9/23. A Disney source confirms to me, Cabas wrote on Blue Sky. That total includes Disney Plus, Hulu, and ESPN. The total allegedly includes subscriptions to Disney Plus, Hulu, and ESPN. That fall off reportedly marked a 436% increase over the usual churn rate for the service. Cringe. Now, ultimately, because of the way Disney handled this, you were getting a double whammy. You were getting a bunch of conservatives that said, I don't want to pay for this garbage anymore. It's really a triple whammy. Then you were getting people that were like, well, I don't want to pay more money for this garbage. And then there were people that were legitimately like, yo, I'm not interested in paying Disney after they canceled my precious Jimmy Kimmel. Now, we know, given his actual ratings, that the vast majority of people canceling were conservatives that hated Disney or people mad about the price increase. But certainly there were some libs who tried to cancel their parents' Disney Pluses. Disney also chose to increase subscription prices during the same week, which could prolong the wave of cancellations. Cobus's source further claims that Disney sped the return of late-night show hosts because it had planned to announce the price hike last Tuesday. As Breitbart News reported, Disney-owned ABC suspended Jimmy Kimmel Live on September 17th after the host made inappropriate comments regarding the assassination of Charlie Kirk. Although Disney quickly retreated and then announced on September 22nd that the program would be reinstating the following night, it seemed a lot of viewers were not impressed with the company's actions and voted to take their wallets and eyeballs elsewhere. Again, I think this is probably more, conservatives leaving the service and people who are also sick and tired of seeing these, the price increase continuing. Also, they maddened their shareholders. I mean, this has been a total debacle. Kimmel corporate fallout continues as irate shareholders have nothing yet from Disney about suspension. Legal threat looms with Tuesday's expiration date for the documents. That's yesterday. Filming from Brooklyn this week, the sharp-tongued loser Jimmy Kimmel has been back on ABC airwaves since September 23rd after a week-long mega-induced benching. However, for all the renewed attention on the outspoken and well-spoken late-nighter, his upcoming East Coast guests include Ryan Reynolds, Stephen Colbert, Spike Lee. Who cares about Spike Lee? Emily Blunt, and Bruce Springsteen. Who cares about Bruce Springsteen? The real Jimmy Kimmel Live action, or lack thereof, is in Burbank today. As of Monday evening, the books and records over possible improper political or affiliate considerations that Roberta Kaplan and other lawyers for Disney shareholders and the American Federation of Teachers and Reporters Without Borders asked for on September 24th in a terse letter to the CEO have not shown up. Look, here's the thing. The reality is Jimmy Kimmel was never taken off the air for political reasons. Disney knew if they kept him on the air that conservatives were going to still melt down and rightfully so and demand its removal. Meanwhile, last night, both about to be fired losers had a meltdown. Son of a bee, Colbert and Kimmel let loose on Trump in rare crossover show. Nobody cares about these losers. Nobody cares what Jimmy Kimmel has to say. Again, I'm telling you that most people that watch Jimmy Kimmel on regular TV, look, if you're on Disney Plus, I can make the argument, hey, you had to go over and click on it maybe. But the majority of people that watch Jimmy Kimmel fell asleep in their chair. They're like 70 years old and they fell asleep in their chair and they forgot to change the station. Late night show host Jimmy Kimmel, Stephen Colbert were each guests on each other's show in a rare crossover event on Tuesday, where the two frequent critics of President Trump opened up about being taken off the air. Do you ever think the President of the United States would be celebrating your unemployment? Colbert asked Kimmel in the late night show portion of the evening. I mean, that son of a bee, is really unbelievable. Mr. Son of a Bee, Colbert jokingly corrected. No, I never imagined we'd ever have a president like this, Kimmel said, and I hope we don't ever have another president like it again. Well, I'm guessing, Jimmy Kimmel, the way that Democrats are going right now, you're going to have J.D. Vance in 2028 and 2032, most likely. And by then, you're going to be long off the air. They team up in this weird group therapy session to try and have they're both melting down, but like regular everyday people have already spoken and said that they don't want this. They don't want this type of content. They don't want constant Trump derangement syndrome every single night. It's just the truth. And they say Colbert got the news over the summer that his show had been canceled and would end in May 2026. This is also when Kimmel's contract is up. And I highly, highly, highly suspect not only is Kimmel's contract not going to get renewed, but he knows it's not going to get renewed. Trump celebrated both. I never even imagined there would be a situation in which the president of our country was celebrating hundreds of Americans losing their job. Kimmel said, somebody who took pleasure in that to me is an absolute opposite of a leader. Dude, this guy is such a puss bag. Like, give me a break. I mean, you go on the air every night and insult him in not just, you don't insult his policies, but you personally attack him. The idea that you're faking shock that he was happy when you got fired shows just how disingenuous he really is. Kimmel was brought back days later, obviously. I thought that was it. It's over. It's over. He told Colbert, I'm never coming back on air. That's really what I thought. He took Colbert through a minute-by-minute account of getting the news in the bathroom, no less, and then having to tell his staff and family. On Kimmel's show, Colbert explained that he got the news during a meeting with his manager after returning home from vacation. The meeting ran unusually long, causing Colbert's wife, Evelyn, to crack a joke. I walk into the apartment. She goes, what happened? You get canceled? He recounted. Colbert also explained how he broke the news to his staff and his audience. His staff all wanted him to double and triple down on dancing on Charlie Kirk's grave. We know this through reporting that they were going to leave. They were going to quit watching his show. I'm sorry, working for a show. They were going to walk out if he backed off on his joke about about Charlie Kirk's assassination. These people are all ghouls, and they would have found more work in Hollywood anyway. All this faux outrage from Kimmel and Colbert are their last death throes of both of their shows, which will be over by next summer, thankfully. Don't forget to check out Coffee Brand Coffee. Link in the description. Whole bean, ground, and K-Cup. Our full lineup is available for free next day shipping on Amazon right now. Make sure you pick up the blueberry cobbler and the tangerine K-Cups before they're gone for good. And as well as our dark roast and our double caffeinated are all super delicious. We'll talk to you again real soon.